Hi, this is Kate from Daisy Nails, offering fun, funky and fabulous nails. Excuse me a second. That's better. So today I wanted to show you a video about using an e-file. I often see on Facebook people requesting a nail tech who doesn't use an e-file. Now, if they've got sensory issues against the vibrations of it, fair enough. But for those people who think that an e-file damages nails, it doesn't. Incorrect use of an e-file will damage nails. So I'm just currently showing all of the bits for my e-file that I generally use. So I've shown this one, which is one I will use for removing the bulk of any product. The arbor band, or the sanding band, which is the other large one, I will use for taking off the rest. I will never touch your natural nail with this band that I'm using at the bit that I'm using at the moment. Some people use carbide bits. I use ceramic bits just because they are less likely to cause heat spikes when I'm using them. Now, I want to explain quickly though that I'm not left-handed, and for some reason I chose to do this video on a nail on my right hand using my left hand. So I started off just taking off the bulk, and always use the flat part of your e-file bit. You don't want to be sort of going in with any corners and risking sort of taking out a chunk of both the product and some of the nail. Always use the flat part of the bit. Back there I was just trying to remove some of the length. Obviously these are extensions, so there is some length that is just made of the product. I think what I was finding here was that it kept getting a little bit stuck. That often means that your e-file isn't fast enough. It's not on a fast enough speed, so at this point I was just turning that up. And it's going over much more smoothly then. So let me tell you about today's car park. Again, trying to avoid the teens finding me doing voiceovers and making fun of me. So I've parked in a car park that's near to an off-road bike track in our town. And as I pulled into the car park, there was a guy just leaving. He'd been on the off-road bike track. He had put his bike onto his bike rack on the back of his car. And to do so, he had to take the front wheel off his bike. What he then forgot to do was put the wheel in the car. He set off driving and this wheel started rolling across the car park. So I was jumping up and down like a mad woman trying to get his attention to get him to stop. And pointing frantically at this wheel that was careering down the car park. He realised, thankfully, and stopped and thanked me. Anyway, so we've now put the arbor band on, or the sanding band, depending on what you call it. And I'm now just going over those little bits on that are very, very close to the nail. All the bulk's gone. There's just like a fine layer left. Just trying to remove that, and then just going around the cuticle area as well. Although I will use my cuticle bit shortly. And again, with this, you're not pressing down. You never want to be pressing down with any of your bits. If they're not doing the job for you, you need a different bit. And this is a fine sanding band, so it's not going to do any damage to my natural nail if it touches it. That little bit just wouldn't detach from my natural nail, so it was loose enough for me to just give it a quick pull. But what you don't ever want to do with extensions is or with just gel nails, is to pick it off or pull it off. That will damage your nail, cause weakness, cause peeling, and potentially mean you can't put any product on your nail for quite a while. And I've gone out of picture again. I really need to get this sorted out, don't I? How to do it. Oh yes, I was trying to get to that other corner. I know, obviously using my left hand, I just was really struggling with that. I think I had to go out of picture a little bit just to be able to reach that part of my nail. If you get back and get picture, Kate. There we go, perfect. Right, so I've removed the product. I'm just going to clean all of the dust off my nail and just double check that. Sometimes the dust can hide any bits sort of around the edges. Just neaten up. So it's a 240 file, so all I'm doing is just tidying up any sort of rough edges on my free edge of my nail. And then buff it. Buff all over the nail, buff the free edge. And that is the product removed. No damage to my natural nail at all whatsoever. And then I'm going to put in this little, all of my bits are from Neo Nails, but you can get them from lots of places. Make sure you get good quality. And you can buy cheap sets on Amazon, which, you know, might be great to start with, but you do need to have something decent quality. Now this is for doing my cuticle. Now, your cuticle is the skin that grows over your nail. This little bit of skin at the top, you know, where your finger ends when your nail starts, that's not your cuticle. You don't want to be removing that. That's your eponychium, and it is where your nail grows out of. So it's, as the nail grows, you sometimes get a little layer of skin over it. That's what you're removing. So I'm using this bit I'm hardly even touching it. I definitely am not touching the natural nail with this. I'm just doing the skin, the cuticle, the skin growing over the nail. Just removing that, and it does remove it beautifully and smoothly around the edge of the eponychium, down the side walls, and the more cuticle you're able to remove, or the more smoothly you're able to remove it, the longer your product's going to last. It is prep that makes the difference to how long your gel will last on your nails. There you go, just pulling the side wall away a little bit, so I'm not damaging any skin or any nail. Just tickling it over. Happy with that? Remove that one. And then the last bit I use on a regular basis is this ball bit. And that I will literally just go over the eponychium, all of those loose bits of cuticle, but that are still attached and are sort of hanging off. Just go over that, and it just buffs them off beautifully. This bit can also be used if you've got a callus. You put a little bit of oil or some moisturiser or something on the callus and just rub it over. It just removes that top layer. I think we're just about done. Clean it off with a lint-free wipe. And there we go. No damage whatsoever done to my nail. Product removed nice and easily. You see, the problem is I have arthritis in my thumbs. It doesn't affect my nail painting whatsoever, but I cannot remove your product with a file that way. So for me, the e-file is the way to go. Right, that's all I'm doing today. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.